Hello and welcome to Journalism Classics with Ali Hakim. In this episode tagged Newsroom 003, I shall be speaking about inappropriate word usage by the media, especially in Nigeria. Journalism Classics shall be on my social media handles on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, and on Instagram every Sunday. Please feel free to share, to like, and to comment. Remember in Newsroom 001, I said the media has a primary role to inform, to educate, and to entertain. The media, particularly in Nigeria, is unwittingly miseducating the public with inappropriate word usage, however. The list of words inappropriately used in the media today is legion. I will give just 4 examples. The first is the word donate. I've read many headlines, intros, and even in the body of stories, sentences like Governor BKC donates a block of 12 classrooms and a dispensary to XYZ community. Or stories like Governor JTK has donated relief materials to flood victims in a state. Donate is inappropriately used in these cases because the governor could not have used his personal funds to provide these classrooms or dispensaries or relief materials to flood victims. He must have used the state's resources to provide the welfare. Nigeria's 1999 Constitution states in Section 14(2)(b) that the primary purpose of government is to ensure the security and welfare of the people. To donate is to make a gift of something to someone or to a community or to contribute to a public cause. When the president or governor discharges his or her constitutional function to his constituents from the commonwealth of the constituents, he is not doing them a favor. Rather, he's only performing his duties as other public servants do. When the media uses the word donate in instances that I mentioned, it is only massaging the ego of the politician, the governor or the president, and giving oxygen to their megalomaniac, larger-than-life disposition to governance issues. As journalists, we are expected to be the watchdog of the society and not the lapdogs of politicians. I once heard a governor say at a function that the federal government owed him 2 billion naira of money the state used to fix a bad portion of a federal highway passing through the state. The governor's statement was indicative of his subconscious that money in the state's treasury belongs to him. I've also heard or read phrases like his or her ministry when referring to a minister or to a commissioner. The ministry does not belong to the minister or to the commissioner. He or she could be redeployed, could be sacked by the boss at any time. The second example of inappropriately used words in the media that I shall speak about is monarch when referring to traditional rulers in second and subsequent paragraphs of stories. It is more appropriate to refer to Nigeria's traditional rulers as Obas, Obis, Ezes, Emirs, and other appellations peculiar to their communities and towns in paragraphs following the first mention. It is wrong to refer to them as monarchs. Monarchs rule over countries and not over towns or villages, as it is in the case of our traditional rulers. Monarchy is a system of government, just like democracy, like diarchy, like oligarchy, dictatorship, and so on and so forth. A monarch may exercise the highest authority and power over a country, whereas the influence of Nigeria's traditional rulers is limited to their towns or communities. Nigeria's traditional rulers do not rule over Nigeria and could be deposed by a higher authority like the governor or a president. The third example of inappropriate word usage that I shall be speaking about is airlift. The Nigerian media usually uses this word when writing about the transportation of pilgrims to places called Holy Lands, either in Saudi Arabia or in Jerusalem or Jordan, and so on and so forth. To airlift is to transport cargo or passenger by aircraft in an emergency to or from an otherwise inaccessible area, possibly because of war, because of flood, or because of other natural disasters. More often than not, it is a military exercise. The transportation of pilgrims to those holy lands, on the other hand, is not done in emergencies. It is a painstakingly arranged process using commercial aircraft. The Holy Lands are accessible. Usually there is no war or flood at the takeoff point or at destination during the exercise. So the pilgrims could not have been airlifted. It is more appropriate to use sentences like a second batch of 10,000 pilgrims flew to Saudi Arabia for the 2024 Hajj on Sunday, or 10,000 Christian pilgrims left Nigeria for Jerusalem by air on Sunday. The fourth example of words used inappropriately that I shall be speaking about is capture. Oftentimes, I've read sentences like 1.4 million children were captured in a vaccination cycle in XYX state, or the capturing of intending voters for the issuance of voter cards in BTC state has been suspended due to technical hitches. This is wrong. To capture is to take into one's possession or control by force, or to take someone as a prisoner of war. The Oxford English Dictionary defines capture as catching a person or an individual or an animal and keeping them as prisoners or in places from where they cannot escape. What the media ought to have published in the case of vaccination should have been something like 1.4 million children have been vaccinated in XYX state in the vaccination cycle, since nobody has captured any of the children. In the situation of the intending voters, it is better to state that the capturing of biometric data of intending voters in XYG state has been suspended because of technical hitches. In simpler terms, you can capture data or situations or moments while taking a picture, but you cannot be capturing children taking vaccines or capturing people who voluntarily go to register to discharge their franchise at elections. Next Sunday, God willing, I shall discuss budget presentation reporting, as President Ahmed Tinubu is expected to present the 2025 budget any moment from now, and some state governors have done theirs while some others are about to do theirs. This is to assist media houses to do a thorough job on these media presentations. Kindly remember to like, share, and comment on this episode of Journalism Classics and on subsequent editions. Thank you for viewing, and bye for now.